It's a very, very, very lightweight code editor for the web, for HTML, CSS, JavaScript, really lightweight but very powerful. And when we're showing this to our customers, our web developers, they're really loving it. So I think they're quite excited about where this is going. Let me show you. I've just opened up an HTML page here, and this page just has the content that this Photoshop file has. So you see here, I've got the word gear. If I jump back to the HTML page, I've got the word gear. It's just the content, no design, nothing else, just the content. In fact, if I click on the CSS file, there's the CSS file for it. It's got nothing in it, absolutely empty. So what I'm going to do is jump. Oh, and the cool thing is when I'm in here, I can inside code. I can just click this live preview button up here, and live preview opens up my web browser, and it shows me that page live as I'm working on it. Cool thing about that is that I'm actually, when I'm working in code, I'm actually using the browser as my live preview. When I make a change in code, it makes it in the browser straight away for me to see. Let me show you. So here's my empty CSS file. Here's my web page sitting with no design. It's just looking really boring. I come back to Photoshop. I'm going to maybe, so you look, if I open up maybe the content, you'll notice that on my image here, there's this nice sort of gradient, like white to green gradient in the background. I want to grab that gradient. So I'm just going to come down to my layer down here. Here's the background layer. I'm just going to right mouse click on it and say, copy the CSS. I'm going to say, copy the CSS. It's done that. I'm going to come across the code. Here's my empty CSS file. I'm just going to paste it inside there, and then straight away I'm just going to go to my browser and zoom down, and there's my gradient. Sort of cool, but it even gets better. Let's go back to Photoshop again. So that was just a background. That's nothing, it's not that exciting. But let's maybe come into the content. Oh, so I have this text, the gear text here. Let me come into that layer. Here's the layer here. Let me go copy the CSS from that gear layer. Let me come back across the code. Let's paste it inside here. Let's go to my browser, and there's the word gear. All of the CSS copied across into there. Let's do it again. Let's go. So this is just individual things. What if I want like a whole bunch of things as I go? Let's jump into Photoshop. Let's maybe, I don't know what's in here. Oh, I see. So see this winter gems, this whole like section here. That's down here. Let's see if I can find it. Promo gems. Where is it? Oh, promo winter. So let's just right mouse click on that. Let's say copy the CSS. So I'm just grabbing that whole combination of layers now. So a whole bunch of layers inside there. Let's go back across the code. Let's just paste that in. And let's come across to the web page again. And now I've got that whole web section there. If I wanted to, I've actually done this earlier rather than like do the whole lot now. Let me just select all of that and delete it. I actually put it all inside here. So I'm just going to go all and copy that. So this is all the layers from Photoshop. Let's just paste those all in at once and jump back to my web page, and here is all that content that's come across from Photoshop. So now as a graphic designer, I can design my web page in Photoshop. Either do this myself or hand it to the developer who no longer is going to bang their head against a wall. They can now just grab my Photoshop file and start converting that exact look and feel across into the web page that they're working with. So that's the people that we've shown that to so far, some customers. We've been doing a Create the Web tour, and the customers so far, the web developers and designers, are just loving this. So I think we may have created a little bit of unity and love out there between developers and designers finally. So we'll see. I don't know. Be interesting. Okay, let me keep going. So there's a whole bunch of things. There's a whole bunch more inside Photoshop as well, but I'll leave that for now. What I wanted to show you next was an application that we released a little while ago, and this application is only available in the cloud. It's not available any other way. And it's called Adobe Muse. It's for web designers to be able to build websites without writing any code. Is this good for every single website in the world? No, but it's good for those websites that a lot of graphic designers get contacted for from small to medium businesses that say, oh, we need a small sort of website, we need a bit of a catalogue in it, maybe some, you know, an e-store on there as well to be able to sell some of our widgets, but it's just a fairly straightforward sort of site. Designers get asked to do that all the time and never know what to do. They, you know, e-commerce, how am I going to build e-commerce? Designers can't do that. That's what Muse is for designers to be able to build those single websites. I've got a site in here that I've sort of started working on. Oh, don't tell me this, please. Okay, cool. So this is what Muse looks like. And if you've worked, for a lot of our designers who work in InDesign and do layout in InDesign, it's exactly like InDesign, or not exactly like, it's very, very close to InDesign. So I've got things like master pages down here that I can design elements on that work all across the pages. And then up here I've actually got my pages that are using each of those master pages, and I can decide on the pages that I use. If I'm building this site, you'll notice that inside here at the moment, if I open up this page, you'll notice that I've got a menu here. I didn't create that. That was a widget inside Muse. I designed the look and feel of it, but that was just a widget. And I didn't have to write the code for that menu. And let me show you what I mean. If I jump back to my website again and the customer, the client, suddenly says, oh, I need another page on my website, how do I add another page to my website here and make it work across all of these other pages and link? Well, I just click this little plus button here, click plus, there's another page. I can name that page. I can change what master it's using, and then I can start putting content on it. What happens if I want some sub-pages on my website? Well, I just click the button underneath and I can add some here. If I want another sub-page next to that one, I can add one here. You can see how simple it is to start actually adding pages. Do you know the cool thing? Let's go back to that menu again inside here and see what happened to it. It's automatically added those new pages. I haven't named them yet, but it's automatically added them to me to the menu and to the drop-downs. So I don't have to code, I don't have to think about how those sorts of things are going to happen. Let me jump back in here again, and I've got a blank, I've got a mess here at the moment, but I've got this blank page. And on this page, I want to put a photo gallery. You know, so lots of images, really cool. So what I'm going to do is come across to my little tool panel on the side, and you'll see there's a whole bunch of stuff. I can add forms, I can add compositions, I can add menus, all sorts of things on here. I'm going to add a slideshow, and the slideshow I might choose Lightbox. So what I'm going to do is just grab this Lightbox, drag it across into the screen here, let's put it there. And now I need to design it. So if I zoom in here without writing any code, I'm just going to click on this blue button. I'm going to go, okay, well I don't want the light box around it. What else? Oh, I want to add some images to it, so let's pick some images. Here's a whole bunch of images that I want to add, so let's open those up. It's adding all of those images in there. There they are. Let's get rid of the ones that were there by default. There was a couple of images, so I'm just removing some of those images now just by selecting them and deleting them. But this looks a bit silly with this menu here up the top. So what I'm going to do is just grab that menu. Let's just bring that across there. I've got to zoom out a bit so I can see what I'm doing. Here we go. Let's just squash that in. Pretty cool. I don't want the comments. Actually, let's get rid of the comments. So the captions, let's get rid of those. But I do want these numbers, but I don't want them down there. I want to select. Whoop, come on. Select, 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 select. Let's just drag those up. Maybe put them underneath there. And now already, if I click preview, here's my web page running. That I've just built a slideshow with all of those images. Nice little, you know, fade in between, click between the images in there and choose it. I haven't written any code, and I've built that page. But I've got a problem. If you look at my website again, you look back here, it looks great on the desktop. But what's going to happen when I open that website up on here? I'm going to have that same problem that people have with websites, where I've got to go, you know, and start zooming. It's a nightmare. So what am I going to do? I want to redesign it for tablets and mobiles. So what we've added now is the two little buttons at the top here, add a tablet design and add a phone design. I'm just going to add a phone design. How hard is it? It's quite difficult. It's quite complex. Ready? Add a phone design. let's copy it from the desktop design and let's use the browser. Let's just click OK. You can see, really complex to do. I'm joking, I'm being silly. There's now my same pages, my basic backgrounds and stuff, and now I can start bringing that content across into here. I'm going to open up one where I've taken some of the content, and then I'll show you how to do that. It's really simple. Okay. So this is this same one where I did the mobile, but I've copied a little bit of content across. So there it is as the desktop one. You can see, there's my that. But on the phone one, you'll see here I've copied some content across already, and I've resized it for the mobile phone to make it make sense on there. But what I'm going to do is show you how I did that. So here's the page where I wanted my photo gallery. Remember, the photo gallery is quite big on the page. So what I'm going to do is go back into here, go to the desktop view, find the photo gallery inside here. Let's select that photo gallery. Whoops, not that. Let's select the photo gallery. Okay, let's copy it. Let's go back across to the phone view. Here it is. Let's just paste. There it is. Doesn't fit very well on my mobile phone. So let's just grab it, maybe drag it down to here. Let's grab this image here. Let's squash that down. Perfect. Let's grab these. Let's bring those down and place them under here. Let's maybe spread those across a little bit so it sort of looks nice under there. Let's bring that up. And I probably on this, I don't really need the numbers in the next one. And I'll explain why in a second. So let's just turn off the previous and next and the counter. And the reason being is that now when I preview this page, come on, load up. There we go. Right. It's still building it in the background, but you see down here, basically I've now got this slideshow which will work on a mobile phone and I can click through. It also works